Welcome to my little space, where heart and hook stitch up a place where we can together make a refuge, safe for all our sake. Hello, thank you for coming back for another vlog from me. So what I've just done is I've finished these flying spaghetti monsters that I had a batch of 7 that it was in the progress of making, but they needed their final noodle placement and stitching them in place. So I did that yesterday, and now I've got actually 8 available that I can ship out whenever somebody buys one. But also I wanted to finish them. I was encouraged to finish them right away because I'm gonna lay them out on the floor and take a picture of them. And we'll see how this turns out. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna start off with getting out a bunch of red yarn and making sort of like a big flat surface for them, like a bed. I say flat, but it'll be all bumpy. I'll make it like a backdrop of red yarns, and then I'll lay these all on top of that. And I'll try to get a good image for using for the mutual aid puzzles, the projects that I talked about in last week's video, because in chatting with Sharon about that, Sharon Francis, who is the one who is organizing this project, it occurred to me that I do have sort of a group that I could advertise these to, this puzzle idea, because the private Facebook group for the Flying Spaghetti Monster is pretty great, and I advertise in there once a month my merch because I make a lot of Flying Spaghetti Monster stuff. So I'm gonna set these up next for a puzzle photo, and then I can advertise in that group today because it's actually the 15th today, so that's perfect. And then I also got started on this dress for my customer Alicia. So I'll show you the progress pictures here as I talk about it. This is a really cool idea that I saw another gal do. I will link to her as well as the pattern. So what she did is, and her handle on social media is like SEE, and I discovered that's her first name, crochet and hobby, like crochet and sign hobby, I think is her name on at least Facebook, and I think it's just C crochet hobby on Instagram. She has taken a shawl pattern, and it's called Manda Love by Sis Homemade, and it's a half circle shawl, so it's sort of like straight across here, and it comes like this, half circle. What she's done is she started with the second row down, but started with a chain first and then done the second row into the chain. And it is multiple times the repeats you would do for just the shawl, the half circle. And what it does is, so you start with a chain that will fit you around here, and it'll just fit like a slip dress, because every row down expands it, so it'll get really ruffly. It's really pretty on her, and my customer found it and asked me to make it. So I've got it going here, and I'm going to take a progress picture every time we get to a different section of the gradation, the color changes. So I'm very excited about how that's going to turn out. I might need to make myself one. We'll see. So yeah, that's what I've been working on, and I need to go to the post office, and I'll show you how the puzzle picture turns out. So because of Nana Sharon, I was able to make another donation to the ACLU, and that brings my total up over $1,000 now so far from Nanas Against Trump and Fascism. If the news spreads about these, I have a lot more nanas to sell, and that could be a potential huge amount of money that I could still donate to the ACLU from them. The work is already done, the nanas already exist. I just need people interested in wanting one in their house and wanting more funds to go to the ACLU. Okay, so here I have my flying spaghetti monsters spread out, and I unrolled a little skein of this plush velvety yarn, go around it like a border. And I thought I really liked that picture, but I think I liked this other picture better that I got first. Let me show you that. This is the first one where I just kind of piled up the red yarns, and this is the second one that I got. So this first one I definitely think is better now that I'm looking at it again. So I don't know. I have to get a second opinion. What do you think is better? I'm asking Sharon what she thinks. But hi, Willie. So the puzzles are now available by the time you're watching this video, and she's still seeking artists, so you can still join us if you'd like. I feel quite accomplished. Here we are in my 59th weekly vlog. I haven't missed a Tuesday yet, and I've just reached 500 subscribers. So here's my little celebratory post. I won't be doing this again until I hit 600 this time. So now I'll be going every 100 subscribers instead of every 10, because that was kind of silly. All right, here's a little pictorial progression. Okay, so I've got this much made so far, but my customer has let me know the size that she needs up here more precisely than initially, and it needs to be a little bit bigger. Just around this very first chained area, because immediately it expands a lot. So I'm not gonna undo this. This might become a dress for me, or it might just become available in my shop at some point in the future. And that means that hopefully I can get 2 dresses done with the 4 skeins of yarn that I have. If I need to buy more, I can. Or add something else onto this one if I run out, because if I use more than 2 of the skeins of this for her dress. So I have this other new skein. That's how far I've gotten down on that one. And I'm going to restart. I'm going to do the same number of increases of this pattern, actually, because like very quickly we are well over her measurements here. So, so for this first chain, what I'm going to do is, instead of doing a chain, I'm going to do a foundation single crochet. So that will give it more stretch, and it will also, I'll use a larger hook too. So larger hook, foundation, single crochet, but then I will do the same number of these stitches coming down, because very quickly it gets very wide, and I don't want this to turn into like a really heavy garment, because it's just too many increases happening, because it doesn't need to ruffle forever and ever and ever, because then I definitely won't have enough yarn for that. So take 2. Okay, it is now Thursday. It is still Thursday. I've already shown you some stuff on Thursday, but I have restarted the dress as you saw me working. This is what I have so far. I've been working for about 2.5 hours. So that's about 2.5 hours worth so far. And if you notice a difference here, the difference is between this one and the other one is I have included the straps for tying at the top, along with the first round of single crochet foundation stitch. So yeah, I can't really demonstrate it right now, showing you this. But yeah, I've got this row going. Each row takes a while, you know, especially when you've got like all these little puff stitches. So I'm going to try to document a little bit less and crochet a little bit more, so that I can make some faster progress on this. And but I also wanted to tell you about a phone call I got today Remember, if you've been watching for a while, many weeks ago, months ago, last year, I got invited to be on a YouTube channel, a discussion on somebody's YouTube channel, and it would require driving down to LA, and I decided to pass up the opportunity at that point. I ended up watching the video and being glad that I had decided not to do it. Well, I just got a call today again from the same production company, YouTube channel. I guess the producer behind it, or casting person, or I'm not sure what his title is, but they wanted me to come for another potential video, not potential video, one that they have planned. So I'm not going to say any details because I don't know if that's supposed to be under wraps right now, but in 2 weeks, I've decided to do it this time because it sounds like they've made adjustments to the formatting of the setup that I think I will prefer. And maybe it's a little exposure for this channel, potentially, or just my presence online in general. Who knows? Who knows? You know, I do a lot of Flying Spaghetti Monster stuff. That could be good. So it is atheist versus Christian related. I'll just say that. And I think that's fine to say. So I'll tell you more about that when that happens. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. You know, of course, I'm a little apprehensive about it, you know, putting myself out there on camera. Well, here I am doing it here, but, you know, on a much bigger scale, on a bigger channel, with other people possibly feeling put on the spot, but probably not. I think I like the setup that they've got going here better. So anyway, basically teasing something that I'm not saying much of yet, but that'll be to come. So I have that to look forward to, and you have that to look forward to. And so now I'm going to stop recording, stop posting for a bit, and get some more hours of crochet in. I wanted to put my little misfit toys together in a silly little nature video. These are the AI crochet patterns that I followed. Well, in the midst of plugging away at that dress, I had these 3 sales, and all 3 items I had already made and ready to go. So I just had to gather them up and package them. I'm back from the post office, and I just wanted to say thank you, Trump and your war, for the increase in postal fees that we will be seeing in 6 days. We will be having an 8% increase. They say it's temporary until next January, and that is to cover the extra cost in transportation right now. Okay, so this is me putting hours and hours and hours of work into this dress, just trusting the process and trusting the idea of doing this shawl design with the same starting chain as that other gal who made it into a dress. I'm just using a larger hook and crocheting a little bit looser for the larger size upper chest measurement that I started with. And little did I know, when I was about to go try it on, I was going to realize something here. So it is way more ruffly than the other gal's dress. I don't know if my customer will like this. I will check with her, but it's still really pretty. It's very flouncy. It still needs several more rows to make it dress length. Either way, it's going to be a very short dress. But I don't want to undo all of this. I've put in over 21 hours on this one. I put in over 6 hours on the first one. And at this point, if I need to redo it to make it not so ruffly, it's basically starting over from scratch and figuring out where in the design to not have the design increase the way it does. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'm going to pause right there and finish editing this video. Unfortunately, I will not have the dress ready to show you in this video like I thought I would. But with that, I will sign out. Crochet hooks and colors bright, crafting wonders day and night. Join the fun, come see it through, subscribe and I'll create for you. And join me next week when you can see the completion of this dress, because it's going to have to be completed one way or the other, and we'll see what it looks like. Oh yeah, happy belated 420. I have each of these garments available, and I thought I would share.